Okay, we have found this lovely little park up, which I'll show you in a minute. But first off, I want to answer a couple of questions from one of our viewers, and this is for Paul and Denise G. So Paul, brilliant question, mate, and we're answering your question right now, which is how do we keep the vans cool and the dogs cool in the hot weather? Not that we ever get any hot weather in Britain, but on the rare chances that we do, and today is a lovely day. Look, I'll just show you around the park up first. Look, we're beside the river. There's a lovely waterfall over there, or rapids, little pond down here. And our vans, unfortunately, because we was late getting here, our vans are in midday sun at the moment. So we've got the solar panel on there, which is the All Powers solar bank and panel. We've got this little solar panel here, which we bought for backpacking, and they state that they're 20 watts, but they're nothing like that. They're probably between 3 and 5 watts. My phone is saying it's on 72%, and for it to make up that 30%, it's saying 3 hours and something. So they are absolute useless. Don't bother with those little panels. Yeah, how do we keep the vans cool, the dogs cool on the hot summer days? Does it get hot? We'll tell you the temperatures in a second, but yeah, we'll find a spot like this, which is beside the river. And if you know the Lake District rivers, they'll be bloody freezing at this time of year, even with the sun out. So we'll try and park our vans in a place like this under the shade, which is, somebody's beaten us to it there. So let's go and see what the temperatures are. I'll go and ask Sue what today's temperature is in her van. Bear in mind that we have just been driving and we've got here about half hour ago. What's your temperature inside your van?
Down at the bottom near the fridge it's 21.5 degrees.
So quite cool in your van. Right, so Sue's van is 21.5 degrees, but she's got this really nice big side door that she opens.
Of course, the way that we keep the vans cool differs, doesn't it? Because yours is a motorhome and mine's a self-built, so I guess you would keep yours cool in a different way that I keep mine cool.
Yep.
Sorry, just thought I'd add that bit.
So I'll take you to my van now and I'll show you what I do. I do something slightly different, although like I just say, we have just arrived. So okay, so my van is in partial sun. It's a little bit shaded on the other side, and I'll show you what I do. First of all, I don't open any of my windows. All the blinds have got this silver reflective stuff on the van itself, but not in the back. So excuse the mess. I have this front window here which I open up. I leave all the blinds and windows closed, as you can see, and I've also got another skylight up here that I open, which tends to ventilate the van. And I have this, you see Dylan down there, I have this little 12-volt fan, which is just, I've taken it off, I won't be able to put it on one-handed, and that will keep Dylan cold, should I say, and that's just off the 12-volt system. Uses up hardly any power. On a day like today, if it's sunny, then you've got plenty of solar coming in, so it's not an issue. My van is 29 degrees, and Dylan wants to go out to the river. Okay, so I've also got one of these large computer fans, and that normally would sit up there in the skylight, and that's again 12 volt and plugs in. So if it does get silly hot, then the fans will sort of extract the heat. Yeah, so that's what I do to keep it cool in here. Because it's a motorhome, it tends to stay warmer for longer and store the heat inside longer than what Sue's van. Sue's van, the temperature drops quite rapidly. So the pros and cons of a motorhome, just get back outside in the sun. Pros and cons of a motorhome is that in winter my van is warmer, and in summer Sue's van is cooler. But also Sue's van will heat up quicker than mine. So yeah, mine's 29 degrees.
Wow, that's warm.
So yeah, it's basically just trying to find somewhere shaded, somewhere near a river, so that we and the dogs can cool down. If you can swim in it, that's even better, but that's not really deep enough there. We're going off to a forest so that we can be in the shade with the dogs, and we'll sort of give you an update when we get there. But at the moment, Sue is cooking us, not cooking, but making ham sandwiches or rolls with olives and cheese. So
okay, so Mark's already shown you how he keeps his van cool in hot weather, so I'm going to show you how I keep mine cool, because mine's a self-built and his is obviously a motorhome. So first of all, what I'll do, I've got the lights on, because first of all what I do is I close all my blinds. So I put a cover on both my windows, and I put the silver backed window covers on the front cab ones. What I'll also do, I've not put them on at the moment because it'll be too noisy, but I have one max air fan on intake, and then the other one I'll have on outtake, so that I've got the circulation of air going through the van. Okay, the other thing that I would do if it gets really hot is, at the moment you can see Dylan's down there hopefully, I have got the Truma boiler. But on the Truma boiler, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you can also, instead of having the heat come out, if you do this one, then it's just vent, which means you get cool air coming out. And I've got a vent down here, I don't know if you can see that, a vent down at the front, but I also have a vent down the back which goes in to where the dogs sleep. And that's what I'll do if it's really, really hot. If there's some kind of breeze, then as Mark says, I've got a massive door that I'll just open. I sometimes, if it's really, really hot, this cover here, which is normally the cover that I pull down from the cab area, I can wet this cover, just this thin one. I can cover it in water, wet it, and then I can actually string it up at my door and still leave the door open. I know last summer it was absolutely boiling. It's where we filmed the wash day scene, and that's what I did there. So that's how I keep my van cool in hot weather.
yeah, thanks Paul G for the questions. Come on, Zeb. You going down, Dill? Dylan, this way. This way. Go on, in.
Steady. Steady, steady.
So rather than sit in the vans and try and keep the vans cool, we try and find places to go and get out the vans.
Dogs have gone straight in. My feet are wet and slippery now. Okay, we made it. And this is how we keep the dogs cool in summer. Find places like this.
So from one location to the next, mainly it's water, but this one we went for a little bit of wind, and as you can see it paid off, because the coastal wind was so cold we had to wear our coats, and you couldn't hear any of the talking I'd done over this because the wind was too strong. Back at the vans, Sue's van was 18 degrees and mine was 25. So as you can see, choosing a place with a strong breeze might also work for you. If you can't change location, then maybe one of the gel filled rubber mats. Sue has one of these, and it works by the body temperature of the dog and the dog's weight moving around causes the mat to cool down. These work very well and could be an answer for someone who's out in Spain. Dylan also gets an haircut once in a while when it gets warm. Now, if you have your own suggestions, please put them in the comments, because we don't know everything. I'm sure some of you guys have got better ideas than what we've got. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what dogs you've got and how you keep them cool. But don't worry, Paul, rain isn't going to be far away.
Filming you?
Yeah, you need to hurry up.
Yeah, go on, get in the car.
Yeah.
Right. So we've had 2 nights here. Great location. But now we're moving off to another one. So let's see where we get to next. We're moving off from here because of the ground surface here. It's like I don't know, you can see what it is. It's like some sort of a squidgy mud stuff. And every time the dogs get in it, they make a load of mess. So that's the reason we're going from here. We've already been here for a couple of nights, so that's long enough really. If you start staying here too long, then people will get the ump with you. So yeah, let's see where we get to. I think we're going to go inland a bit. The coast is a little bit wetter than we're liking at the moment. The wind's been blowing all night, been raining for most of the night. So yeah, we're moving on.